Guys, good morning. Welcome back. Hope you're all having a good weekend. The weather here is flipping roasting. I played cricket in it yesterday in 33 degrees. Had a great game of cricket. We won. Got them all bowled out for 267. And then we won by 6 wickets. And then I ended up at a music festival, which is like not far from where we were playing cricket. So I'm feeling a little bit worse for wear this morning, but my own fault. So anyway, let's see what the news is for next week. I have had a brief look, and there is a lot of US dollar impact news for next week. So we should be good. Yeah, we're good for Monday. French bank holiday. Tuesday. Yeah, we should be good for Tuesday. Yeah, Wednesday onwards, this is when it gets a little bit spicy. So anyone in Canadian dollar trades, you could have something impact you Wednesday. My two trades that I'm in, which is gold sales and Euro USD, will be impacted. So that, yeah, they'll be impacted on Tuesday. Wednesday, yeah, again, PPI, more news. Thursday, Australian dollar stuff, more core retail. Is it me or is it a lot of flipping like retail and sales and CPI and everything next week? Like, that's a lot. That is a lot to cram in next week, mind. Like, it's almost, yeah, what's going on? And unemployment claims as well. Filthy manufacturing index. Any oily stuff? I don't think so. No. And Friday, I've never seen this before with this orange folder here. I probably have, but not taken any notice of it. I've never seen this though. Prelim UOM consumer sentiment. If anybody knows anything about that, please let me know because I don't really know much about that. I'll have to find out. Right, so let's get into it then. Gold, gold. So Friday, I entered my sales on gold like I said I was going to. So I'm in gold and Euro USD sales now. But just seeing all them news is coming up for next week, I'm going to be monitoring gold carefully because I know it's so whipsawing quick. I'm in some nice, well, I say nice profit. I'm just at like 1 hour profit at the minute, so I will probably pull that out before the news, to be honest. So I literally did enter there, here. I know it's pretty nuts, yeah, but that was literally where my entry was. And I was saying all along, my sell positions are going to be around this area. It's not a science, guys. You've just got to. I mean, a lot of this from my side is experience, to be honest. And that's one thing I always speak about. Like, you cannot beat experience. I've been looking at these charts and reading these charts for over 5 years now. And that does help. It really does help. So, experience, guys, is key. And with gold, I've got a lot of bad and good experience with it. So that's why I'm playing it safe. Because although it can be nice and rewarding, it can also blow accounts quicker than you can say forexfactory.com. So get onto the hour. And this is sort of nice what we're looking at now. Like it's created hourly supply, lower time frame supply and demand isn't strong, but it's created the hourly supply consolidating. When the market opens tonight, it might just have a big candle going all the way up and take me out, and who knows, or it might just the market tonight might open normal for a change without a gap and just dilly dally until the volatility come in, and then it starts to do the move down. But my trade on what would be nice to get on gold is at least a move down to here, which then could be a pullback move for a continuation to the upside. But I would like gold to break this level now, because it's sort of taking these highs out and the liquidity all over here. I would like it to continue going down. Definitely continue going down. And depending on how far away price gets from my entry when the news comes in for Tuesday, will determine if I'm still in the trade or not. If the price of gold is down around this area for when the news impacts me Tuesday, then I'll have my stop loss at break even at that point, and I will just chill and watch it and hope it just keeps going down. But if gold's dancing around this area Tuesday time, I will probably be out the trade at whatever profit it's in. And on the daily, I mean the weekly, I'm gonna have to get rid of all these drawings. I don't know if there's a way. There probably is. I've done it before. Oh, hang on, is that it? Hang on, I think I found it. I basically want to get rid of the drawings on the screen, so it's a bit cleaner, so it's easier for you to see. Oh, there we go. Right, sorted, geezer. Cool. Yeah. This weekly candle close on gold is sort of telling me that we've still got a bit more power to come to the upside, to be quite honest with you. That's a whole weekly candle with a pretty big wick to the downside that is now green and bullish to the upside. Red, sorry, down, yeah. So we are probably going to get a little bit more power. To be honest, it'd be nice if we did it, and we could just turn around from this point and just go down. Oh God, go away. But that's So these lines are popping up everywhere now. So we're just gonna see how it goes, really. I mean, my longer term play with gold, which I don't think it's really going to happen with the current political environment. But I would love to see gold to just come down a bit now, start turning bearish, clear this level here, zone here, mirror this move here to the left here. That is what I hope to see on gold, and it has got the potential to do that within a couple of days. I've seen gold move, and gold could do that move in a 4 days, 5 days. So that would be nice. But with all the news, I really don't think it's going to happen, to be honest. But we'll wait and see. I'll keep an eye on it and monitoring it and updating it and letting people know. But I do like that rejection there from this area. I really like that on the 4 hours, a strong rejection. So we just need the next candles now to just start forming a little bit red, and we should be good to go. So that's gold. Because I do regular updates on it, there's only, I'm just trying to pick out the most important parts that I visually see, that I genuinely think will help. So we'll look at the US dollar. And we are moving away very nicely. We are moving away very nicely from this demand. And this was very, 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 very strong demand. We're moving away nicely. We've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days of upward movement on the dollar now. So markets move in trends, structure, and waves. Could have another nice green candle, because there is a gap here which does need to be filled, and it is nearly getting filled. So Monday, probably would expect this gap to get filled, and then we're just gonna, we've then got another gap to get filled up here. But with the news that we've got coming up, that will cause this to do some pullbacks. We might have a bit of a nasty pullback all the way back down to here, probably just touching it. Before it decides to go back up again. And it needs a pullback, really. It does need a pullback. It's very rare, especially on a daily time frame or even a weekly time frame. It's very rare that you just get a rejection and the move happens. You know, again, if it was a perfect world, it'd be lovely. But you do get pullbacks, and this is where the psychological side of things come into play, because you've been up in nice profits because you're so far away from your entry, and then price comes back in, and your profits are getting lesser and lesser, and then you start to question yourself, and you're thinking, oh my god, what am I going to do now? Is it just going to hit my entry? I'm thinking for you to help you a little bit, but you just got to trust the process. Basically, you got to have faith in yourself. You got to trust the process, and you've just got to have a good system. And another big major thing is, well, you have to have a sensible approach. Got to have a sensible approach. And on like the weekly time frame, that's very good. So going on the weekly, guys, this, oh god, what have I done now? That's right. So from a weekly perspective, I really do. Again, this is very nice. That's a hammer candle and a half, really. Look at that whole rejection to now to the upside. Surprised that hasn't really turned green, to be fair. That is very, very powerful. And last week's bullish candle is also very powerful. Not surprised with all the green dailies. So potentially we do need to create a bit of a bottom wick, which would be a pullback into this or near this demand, and then start turning bullish, getting all these gaps on the way up. And there is a lot of gaps on the way up. There's even gaps up here and up here. So the dollar, again, has got a lot of very good potential. Again, this news, I'll do some digging into the news. I'll do another video tonight with some insight about what's to come. But I do like the dollar to gain strength, personally. It's been weak for too long, for a good couple of months. And again, like from a monthly perspective, like we have just been going down since the 13th of January without no major pullback at all. And I do genuinely think this is the start of the major pullback from a monthly perspective. By the end of the year, we could definitely be up into this supply up here. Just do a box for now. By the end of the year, that's what my monthly projection on the dollar is, and that ties in with the Euro USD trade to just keep selling, or just keep holding your sell positions with the Euro USD trade for sure. And there is still lots of demand down here that's not been touched, since November 2021, and down here May 20. Is that May? Yeah, May 2021. What would cause price to go into these demand levels? I mean, a lot, really. Not just your average trading week wouldn't. No, not even news, I don't think, would make it. drop, as in standard news on Forex Factory. Unannounced breaking news, tariffs, something kicking off. That would give it enough power to hit these demand zones. But other than that, a normal average week with just general US dollar PMI, CPI, NFP, retails, core retails, that won't, I don't genuinely think that will give it enough power to hit these demands, personally. So let's look at the euro. Just make sure we have covered everything on this quickly. Yeah, the pullback areas on the US dollar, just quickly, I will just highlight these. These are what I like for pullback areas. So if we do get pullbacks, sort of like this, it could reject off of, it could, you know, get into this and this demand and start going up, or drop down into this demand, start going up. So we'll keep an eye. All right. So they're the pullback areas that we're going to be looking at this week as well. They're going to be very, very important. All right. So I'll keep an eye. I'll keep all this marked. Onto the euro. Where's the euro? Euro, same scenario, really. Same scenario. I mean, we've had a few days of red, a few days of bearishness. The sellers seem to be getting a little bit weaker now. So it's one of them. It's a good trade if you're in it. It's a good sell trade if you're in it. 100%. We're just gonna have to be patient and potentially weather a bit of a storm in the long run. Personally, weekly, this weekly candle on the euro is really nice. I really like that. Again, like a bit of a hammer candle down from very strong supply, and then this next weekly bearish candle is engulfed that quite powerfully. So that does give me quite a lot of faith to tell me that the euro is going to continue going down still. This daily, I really like the structure as well. Is it the daily or the 4 hour? It was the head and shoulders I was speaking about. Well, you could almost say this is like a massive head and shoulders, could you? Maybe not. Potentially not. It's more visible in the 4 hour, and I'll show you. So pullback levels for the euro to come. It will hit these levels and it will have a lot of reaction. All right, these levels here, it will have reaction around these areas, but you break this bottom level, then you're going to have quite a free fall down. It's going to be easy trade to just watch. You won't even really have to manage it. You get down to these areas in your long-term sell positions, you won't really need to manage the trade, because you're not then going to get a daily candle that just goes wallop up into here. You're not going to get a candle that just does that a bit further up into these areas. It's not going to happen. Well, it could. Anything could happen, but for a normal week, it won't happen. So again, if you are in Euro USD sales, this is a very good trade to be in. I like it a lot. And yeah, this 4 hour, massive 4 hour head and shoulders, which is now sort of in the process of forming the last shoulder, I would say. I'll try and draw it, but you all know my art skills are absolutely out of this world. So you flipping, you might be able to see it, you might not, but the origin of it is down here. I need to get a pen. So that's your left shoulder, that's your head, that's your right shoulder, and then move down. That's what I'm seeing. And that will play out this week. And that would then tie up on the daily down to this area here. It will then tie up to this area, this bottom zone support levels. It's not really supply, it is supply, but it's not supply that's going to make too much of a difference, I don't think, unless the euro does want to go higher. But yeah, that will happen. This move will happen this week, and I'm looking forward to it, to be honest. The news would probably be the one to cause the dollar to get very strong and the euro to go weak, which will then make the price do what I'm talking about here. So again, we've covered. I'll leave this line here. I've personally covered the euro and gold quite a lot, several times. So you're all pretty well updated and familiar with it. I'll keep an eye on things, and if anything major happens, I'll let you know. This price action on the lower time frame is not great. Don't like it. It's just rubbish. This for hourly here was a great liquidity grab for this. The masses are going to be buying the euro essentially. Buy. Oh yeah, look at this. We're breaking next door's highs. Yeah, we're going up. Clean move here. Blah 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 blah. We're going up. Yeah, nah. That's where it gets you. You got to be smart about this. You got to. Thing is, I don't want to say too much sometimes. You got to be one step ahead. Yeah, you just got to know your stuff. You can't go in this thinking listen to the masses, because it doesn't work. You got to really know your stuff. Really know your stuff when it comes to the financial markets and cryptos and every single market on the planet. You got to know your stuff. You know, it's an analogy I use to people like out in the street or whatever that talk about it. I say to them, you look at a pilot. A pilot's had to invest £100,000 in himself. He's had to study hard, get thousands of hours training as a trainee pilot before he then has to apply to get a job as an airline pilot that then pays him, 80, 90, £100,000 a year. Same as a barrister, has to go to university, study law. They're in university 5-10 years. Doctors, surgeons, 5-10 years. And that's the point I'm getting at, is they're really well paid jobs, aren't they? And these people have known where they want to go in life, and they've dedicated a lot of time and a lot of effort and studied everything out of their craft, their profession, and they've spent the time doing it, and now it pays off. And in my eyes, it's deserved, because you've put the work in. You deserve to reap the rewards. And a lot of things with trading, people get into the game of trading, they're going to get rich in 6 months. Unfortunately, you're not. You're not going to get rich for a long time. But you put yourself in the best possible position, and you've got to be in it and want to learn and want to stick around and just keep grinding for years, because that's what it takes. It takes years. And that's where it really annoys me, when I see all these influencers and all these people, flashing the Lamborghinis and the private yachts and the mansions in Dubai. A lot of them people are people that have tried to trade, given up on it, for, oh, I can mark a chart, or I can put a demo account on, I can put £100,000 in a demo account, and I can then make out I'm making 100,000 billion trillion pounds a day. Show it all over social media, people fall for it, and then ropes them into a group and then charges them like $200 a month to have them in a group that they're posting signals in, and they're running the signals off demo accounts. You won't get anywhere trading you won't get anywhere trading if you follow them routes and you have the mindset you're going to be rich within 6 months to a year. You won't. You need to follow. You need to follow and learn from the right people. And I'll be honest, they're few and far between. Like, you look at Bernd, how transparent Bernd is. Like, Bernd taught me a lot. He did teach me a lot, and he's a great guy. And for what he's done to the trading industry and highlighted things is, yeah, I've got a lot of time for that. But he's another one. He spent years building up his empire. Years. It hasn't just come over the last 2 or 3 years. He spent a very long time building it, and that's just what it's all about, guys. Life in general is a hard old slog, and if you start from the bottom, you've got a long way to go, but it's more rewarding, that's for sure. The pound, from the daily perspective, this is looking good, isn't it? I'm liking this. Yeah. Pound trades, this would be, so JBP, USD. I wouldn't do that, to be fair, 2 powerhouses, but JBP, CHF, British pound, Swiss franc would be a good trade. So JBP, CHF, just briefly, yeah. So that you'd be basically buying the pound against the Swiss franc. Not yet though. It's too strong. Wait for it to get into like around this area. Like that, okay? So I'll go back on the pound, and then I will then explain the theory, and I'll jump back onto this, all right? So the pound. So my theory behind it is this demand. We've had not really tapped it yet. Well, we have tapped the wider version. That's the wider version there. I genuine, yeah, I like to take the preferred versions of most supply and demand zones. And then what I then do, I'll then zoom in, and then I'll see if there's gaps, or I'll see if there's 4 hour. So we're talking about this demand zone here. So I'll go in. This is my method behind it. I will then look at the 4 hour within the daily zone, and then you can see you got bits of demand here, another bit of demand here, and a gap here. All right, so that's how I like to refine my entries. This will help you a lot, guys, what I've just said there. Don't use and abuse it. Use it wisely, okay? Little mini gap would get filled. Price continues its trend down, and then that would probably time for the entry like that. So what I'm saying is the British pound, wait for the British pound to get into this demand here, preferably as close to this gap here as you possibly can. Buy that. And then again, JBP, CHF. The currency pair would be around that area at that point then as well, which will then be primed, ready for a buy. Yeah, British pound, Swiss franc buys. I like that. You do have some supply on the way up, but again, market moves in ways. You're not just going to break through supply. You're going to have pullbacks in, pullbacks out. Just have a drink. Oh, my mouth feels like the Sahara Desert, honestly. Cool. So that's a nice little trade idea there for you guys, which we can monitor. The Australian dollar, there wasn't much about that, was there? Well, I didn't really look. I'm not going to waste people's time too much on the Australian dollar here. the Canadian. Unless you talk to me in the comments, guys, if you want me to look at the Canadian, and then in the week we can look at the Canadian dollar. Type in the comments if there's anything you want me to personally look at for you, and then the next video I will go through it all and look really, really into it. But I know EU and gold have been a bit brief just because we've spoke about it a hell of a lot, and a lot of you already know the wavelength that we're all singing from the same hymn sheet essentially. I mean, one thing I do see on the Canadian dollar, there is news next week, big news impacting it next week. So, and you got some demand here from the daily perspective. Yeah, you got essentially a level on top of a level, pretty strong level. You could take all this or just this. The news would probably push the price to go all the way down to here because I got a funny feeling. I don't know. I got a funny feeling that. One or two things can happen. We're going to go down into this demand and rock it up, or the news is just going to just send it up. I don't think the Canadian's going to go down much. I mean, look, this is like, wow, sideways, isn't it? Massively for a few years since 2019. It's just like in this sidewaysy trend, a massive supply and demand zone. So it's going to take some power to get out of it from a yearly perspective. Hopefully the news could do it. I very much doubt it. Very much doubt it at all. The news would impact it enough to break these highs here. But then you've got extremely strong demand over here. Very strong supply over here, sorry. So easy to get supply and demand and everything back to front sometimes. See, even I struggle. Yeah, this supply up here, that's pretty strong. And it's a reaction of this supply over here, which was also pretty strong. That would be the target for the Canadian dollar to get to, up here. But then you've broken these highs here to the left. Logically speaking, you would expect price to keep going and not just hit supply and reject. The Canadian dollar is giving us more options than the Australian dollar currently, so we will monitor. I'll flag this red. Actually, can I flag it green for buy? No. We'll keep it red. I like this. I won't be entering any Canadian dollar trades, but I'm happy to give ideas. So the Australian, nothing. New Zealand, again, same as the Australian, nothing. Swiss franc. Yeah, that's the play on Swiss franc. Droppy time. Without a doubt. Don't know when I drew that, but there we go. That's the idea on the Swiss franc, guys. And we've now created a little bit of supply, which is yeah, sort of a bit easier to see on the 4 hour. Where's me lines too? Let's have a look at the daily and mark what is this big area I do haven't generally marked. Don't think it's nothing. Supply from the left. Nah. Supply from the left is sort of here. Yeah. This ain't going to go any higher now, I don't think. This is going to be the bit of a decline now that we all been waiting for. Nearly bearish engulfing on the weekly as well. That's again one thing I do like, which I hope you all majority of you noticed, is the rejection on the weekly candles on all of the major pairs that we're looking at. Like they're all hammer candles from either the upside or the downside, so price is pushing them in the opposite direction, basically. That's good. So when you do get that, you will get some follow through, and I do think, without a shadow of a doubt, our trades that we are all in, currently in, and these ideas should play out next week. And I'm hoping that the news just helps them on their merry way, which would be nice. It has done it in the past, and I do have a funny feeling it's going to do it again. So again, the Swiss franc, US dollar, Swiss franc buys, because the Swiss franc is getting weaker and the US dollar is getting stronger. So you're selling the Swiss franc against US dollar. Sells Euro USD. British pound, Swiss franc. What did I say that one was? That was buys, wasn't it? Yeah. Just quickly. Yeah, that's buys. Yeah, that's buys. So British pound, Swiss franc buys. But again, don't just, the market opens 10 o'clock tonight. Don't jump on your C Trader platform and go buy, 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 buy. Wait for it to get into the zones. Okie dokie. Mexican. I like the Mexican. I want to go on holiday to Mexico as well. So the Mexican's interesting. We're in demand, but we're in supply. But we've been in this supply. I mean, the wider version of it's down there, and we're in it really, pretty much breached it. So this supply is invalid now. To be honest, the price of the Mexican peso could just keep going up now. I wouldn't trust this supply now, guys. It's been nearly breached, to be honest, and it's been dancing in it for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days. So the next supply, if any of you like to trade the Mexican pesto, realistically is up here, to be honest. Yeah, realistically it is up here. So a bit of patience and waiting on the Mexican pesto, all right, guys. I'm not gonna. Yeah, I'll wait for this supply up here. Essentially, but you'd have to break this level first, which is probably going to be tough. So, yeah, patience with the pesto, guys. Japanese yen, GJ trades. I don't like the Japanese yen at the moment. I used to love trading GJ and I used to love trading the yen, but I don't like the Japanese yen at the moment. I just don't like it. The thing is, when I'm in my trades, I try my best not to look at anything else as well, because I don't want to get sidetracked and be like, oh, the Japanese yen's playing out, let's buy that. And that's not that don't fit my plan. It don't fit me. So that's just the way it is, really. Again, the weekly on the Japanese yen. I mean, look at this, guys. I'll highlight it because it'll be easier for you to see. This is from a weekly perspective. From March, really, till up to now, we've been stuck in this area for a good 4 months ish, and that doesn't look good. That doesn't ring alarm bells. It, from a trading perspective, it just looks not great. It looks like you could just get caught out all the time. So it looks too stressful from a trader's perspective. if you're a scalper or an intraday trader, you'd be looking at that thinking, I mean, yeah, you could get a few pips by now and, go up here and whatever, but I wouldn't touch it. Again, everything I talk from within trading is all my experience, all experience. Same as, burned. It's all experience with burned. I don't like the Japanese yen, I don't like it. You've got a gap here down here, which is demand. Market open gap that is. Which is it? Oh no, sorry, the gap has been filled. Didn't think it was filled. I'm leaving the Japanese yen alone, guys. I'm not getting entertained or getting excited about anything here at all. Because it's just been down here for flipping. I mean, look at this. That's probably the Japanese yen. But the point I'm making is, October 2023 is just up, consolidating sideways. It's not trending up. It's not trending down. It's just sideways. So there is profits and trades to be had within this area of sideways movement. It is trending up and trending down, but it's not going a great distance, is it? Well, it is, but it isn't from the whole perspective. Do you know what I mean? Look at all this. That's trades. Boom. This is also trades, but stressful trades. Because you could say, I know what you're all thinking. I'm thinking the same thing. Something like that. But what I don't like about it is just the fact that it's it could just keep going lower. There's nothing really down here to stop it to stop the yen from just going wallop, and that can really hurt people. It's hurt me before. I've been so what's the word? Been so not in what's the word? So adamant that I found really strong demand and price is going to hit it and just go away and get me into profit. I've entered my position. This is, back in my earliest days of trading, and price just keeps going lower and lower and lower. And I'm like, right, I'll add a position on to try and counter my loss, and price keeps going lower. Oh God, I have to add another. And then before you know it, instead of just losing 1 or 2% or 5%, you're now minus 50% of your account. You then put another position on, and then before you know it, poof, account gone. So that's why situations like this, what I'm talking about, I just stay away from it because I've been stung hard in the past. And the reason why I do what I do now is because I've had to learn a lot the hard way, like many of you others. And sometimes it's just best to just sit out and just watch it play out because people get FOMO, don't they? They fear of missing out on trades. There's always going to be a trade. The markets aren't going anywhere. They've been around for flipping centuries. They're not going to go anywhere. They just chill, and you just need to just chill as well. And it takes a long time to realize it. So nothing for me on the Japanese yen. Crude oil. I want to just quickly look at crude oil. Where's my lists? Energies and metals. Crude oil. Again, crude oil. I like it. I'm so on it with crude oil. I mean, I'm getting ready to get into buys, but not yet. I just don't think it's it's suicide for getting a buy-in around here. It really is. Yeah, it's strong demand, but it's not a very good position to get a buy. And I know people are getting FOMO, but don't, because the move will happen. You've just got to wait. And this is my entry down here for crude oil. This is what I'm definitely going to be looking for. Could even put my stop loss to just below this area, and then if it takes me out on my first attempt at buys, then I'll reevaluate the situation and I'll see how price reacts around here, and then enter here, and then stop loss here. So I give this would be my first attempt for this trade, basically, and my second attempt would be essentially like down here. So this would be my first attempt if it plays out. Hopefully it does play out. We just need a few countries around the world to be nice to one another. Wouldn't that be lovely? If people could just get on and countries can just get on and everyone could be happy, that would be the ideal situation. So yeah, this is what I'm looking for on crude oil, and I do genuinely think this will happen and the move will play out. And if it does, it'll be a nice trade, to be honest. You could hold this for a couple of months, couple of weeks. Yeah, it'd be pretty Gucci. I like it. I do like it. Like on the 4 hour, let's lock this a minute, because now it won't move when I do all that. Yeah. What you want to be careful of. I mean, what these candles are breaking above these levels. Oh, that feels weird doing it that way. Usually I do it right, don't I? Excuse me. Yeah, prices are breaking up above this zone here. So could have, a walloping move up because price is getting close to it. So I will not be buying that. Like I said just a minute ago, this area is not great to be buying. No way, because you've got all this to fall. And by the time it gets down here, you've blown your account. So I'm not buying up around here. If price, copies the move to the right as it has done to the left, which 9 times out of 10 it does, we're going to have some nice walloping moves up next week. We are, fact. And just don't get FOMO'd about it. There's plenty of other trades. Just let oil do its thing. And if it does do that, if it does mirror this move to the left and it does continue going up, then fair enough. I'm preserving my money and putting my money into the right things and in the safest, well, not safest, but the best probabilistic outcome positional wise. So yeah, we'll just need to be a bit careful with crude oil at the minute. It's getting into a bit of a sticky situation with this price action. Hasn't really moved a lot, has it, last week? Not really. What's that? Yeah, no, it hasn't really done a lot. What I would like to see would be this. Now, to be honest, but I just don't think it's just going to do that. Probably going to have a little bit more sideways movement. If we don't, this is all hypothetically speaking. If we don't, if we don't break this top level, this top zone resistance area, if we don't break this and continue going up, we need to have a little dwindle down to the downside now, and then we can start getting excited. I'm already excited. I love it, but yeah, we need to just chill out and wait a bit, and not go jumping into anything stupid if it does decide to just keep going up and up and up and up and up. If people are already in crude oil from a long way down, from down around these areas, hats off to you, fair play, and just stay in it. Even if we come back down to here, just stay in it. I'm pretty sure you would have had profits and stuff protected anyway now, which is good. So crude oil, yeah, I like it. I still do like it, but we are in a bit of a sticky wicket at the moment. All right, and we've done gold. I mean, we've got natural gas. Quite look at silver. And first time I've looked at silver for a long time, guys. This supply didn't play out, so don't think I was in this. This is when did I mark this? I can't even remember marking this. But either way, I would have got taken out. It's not a great trade. Well, it's any other trade, same as any other trade, isn't it? You know, some you win, some you lose. It's just part of it. Silver, nothing really to look at. What's going on with these flipping metals then? Everything's just clean up other than gold. Worrying me with gold a little bit, seeing how well these other metals are moving. Definitely going to monitor my gold sell trade. 100%. Going to keep an eye on it because this is, yeah. I want to have a look at Bitcoin, so I gave an idea in the week about Bitcoin. It wasn't this chart I had marked. Around there. No. 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 I really need to put this into a thingy. No, I know what the plan. I know what it was now. Pretty sure. Pretty sure. Oh, but what's confusing me? It's a flipping crypto, isn't it? We're in Sunday. The market still opens on crypto. I was thinking, hey, how's he going? But yeah, Sunday and the market's still open on crypto. Oh God. See, even happens to the best of us, guys. My idea was it was sales on Bitcoin. It was sales on Bitcoin because I did say that I don't think supply is going to get that easily broken, but it has. So yeah, we have it. Sell, not great, but again, it's just another trade. It was a bit of a difficult one. Could be creating a bit of supply up here now. Bit of an indecision candle. All I'll say on Bitcoin, guys, I won't go into it too much. All I will say on Bitcoin is if you are in buys on Bitcoin, just keep holding. Keep hold of them for sure. Yeah, that's what I reckon. That's good demand now down here. Oh, wrong one. Very good demand. Some demand all the way down the bottom here as well. So if you want to get into some buy positions, pull back, buy. See how price reacts around this area. Potential pullback, buy. This demand, and then if it goes lower again, you'll be looking at that. If you do break these demands down here, then you're going to be going down, mirroring this move here to the left, probably to these lows and below. but tariffs and all sorts of stuff will cause that. So yeah, Bitcoin's played out not in our favour. Not what I was talking about on Wednesday, which is a bit unfortunate, but it's trading. It was a difficult. It was difficult, to be honest. It was first time I looked at it in a couple of months. Couldn't really see nothing that stood out to me, and I did like sells. Can't really remember the reason now, but I was looking at sells. Let me try and work out where I was looking at. There was supply, and I basically the supply that I did sort of have marked. I thought it would have taken a lot more breaking than what it did. To be honest, I thought it was strong. It was strong. Bitcoin's just like I've got so much upward momentum, mate. I'm just going to carry on going. Yeah, it was. I think the sell was about here. No, that's Friday. Hang on. What date are we on now? 13. I can't remember. I'll have to have a recap. But yeah, wait for the pullbacks here on Bitcoin for a continuation to the upside, right? Just gonna have a look at one more thing. Wheat. Yes. Love wheat. Love this. It's a slow old go, don't get me wrong, but it's chilled and I like chilled. So I like wheat. Wheat is nearly in my I'm gonna look at putting positions into wheat tonight and tomorrow for longs. Nothing really too much to speak about on this one, guys, because price is nearly ready to rumble. It's going to be a slow go. It's not going to be quick. It's going to be nice and steady and chilled out. But, you know, this is a nice trade that I have been waiting for a long time. I've been talking to a friend of mine about it quite a lot as well, like near enough every day. Personal friend, and he's been keeping an eye and he's proper keen on it too. So, yeah, this is what I'm going to be doing within the next 24 hours on wheat. And I like it a lot. This is going to be the move to break this high for sure. We will definitely. This is very strong demand. Sort of tapping into it again now, and now we should get the move up. I mean, if we do break below here, the next demand is down here. So, but I don't think we're going to be going up though. But we went back. We went down there in May, and you know, harvest season now as well. All the younguns are going to be out on the combine in, tractor and trailer in. So I do think the price of wheat's going to go up. And that's the state of play with it as well. How did the weekly end? Indecisive. Yeah. Like I said, I've been talking to this with a friend of mine for quite a few weeks, and I do like it a hell of a lot. And I do think it's going to play out. So this is a trade that I'll be doing videos on within the week and updating on it as well. I reckon we have pretty much covered everything I wanted to cover, to be honest. Sugar's a good trade, guys. Sugar is a good trade, but the spreads is not great on it. I don't know what it's like on prop firms, but spreads aren't really that great on sugar, unfortunately, because this is that is a good little trade to take, really. Yeah. What's this? Soybean. No. Orange juice. See, orange juice is a real nice one. Look at these market caps, though. Horrible. But again, like, it's high risk on orange juice, so bear that in mind. Oats down to here. So nothing really on oats at the moment for a few days at least. Coffee. Ooh. Coffee could be quite interesting. Yeah. Coffee, guys. Like coffee now. Like coffee anyway, but I like it even more now. So let's, which is that one? That's good. Yeah, I like coffee. I do like coffee. Coffee buys, coffee longs, but not just yet, not just jumping in right now. We've been going on a little bit now, so I'll keep an eye on coffee and I'll do an update on it in the week with wheat and some other ideas. So yeah, I do like coffee as well. Coffee will take a little while to play out. Cocoa, similar situation. Excuse me. Cocoa is a similar situation. I want to see price breaking these lows and drop into this demand before I even contemplate getting into a buy. Oh, corn. See you later, mate. Looking a bad trade. Oh, what donut? I had this so-called demand marked up, but there was a gap down there. Don't ask. Don't ask. So another gap down here. So yeah, realistically, corn's going to be ending up down here before it does anything. I'm going to turn around. Alrighty. Cotton. I don't like cotton. It's just annoying. I mean, look at that. Just days is just annoyingness. Not wanting to do anything. Enormous stocks as well. So yeah, I'm gonna I'm gonna stop it at that, guys. All right, and I'm gonna the ones that I've got marked up in me folders. I'll monitor them. I'll keep an eye on gold. Keep an eye on Euro USD, wheat, coffee, and British pound, Swiss franc. So that's what we're going to be keeping an eye on over the next week. All right. Cool. I will catch you all next week or in a couple of days' time. Might even do another video later actually about something I had an idea about earlier. So yeah, I'll keep you updated. Cheers.